better to ask about the state of the American workforce on this Labor Day than U.S. Labor Secretary Elaine Choa. Secretary Choa joins me from Washington. Madam Secretary, thanks so much for being with us on this holiday.
Well, thanks for having me.
So, jobs are good. Unemployment is low, yet there is a feeling of financial sort of insecurity among so many people in this country. Why do you think that is?
Well, our economy has experienced 36 straight months of job growth. The unemployment rate, as you mentioned, is 4.7%. It is a full percentage lower than the average unemployment rate of 5.7% in the decade of the 1990s. Our economy has produced well over 5.7 million net new jobs, and average hourly earnings has increased 3.9% since 2001. Now, let's compare this with Europe, where there's basically been stagnant job growth, and where France and Germany, for example, have permanent unemployment rates in excess of 9%. The unemployed, for example, the long-term unemployed in France, for example, is 3 times that of the United States. But what we are seeing is that there is a skills gap in our country. Basically, we are seeing that the majority of the 5.7 million net new jobs being created require higher skills, more education. And that means that we as a nation have to invest more in worker training, worker retraining, and worker education.
And Madam Secretary, another thing that could be leading to this feeling here in the country is that 28% of Americans say they are working much more than 40 hours per week to make ends meet. Why are we working so hard?
I think that's a matter of individual choice. We are among the most productive country in the world. Our country is very vibrant, our economy is very flexible and vibrant, and that's part of our success. Let me also say there's been some talk about some wages. We can't talk about wages without looking at total compensation. More and more people are preferring to take part of their pay in other forms of compensation. For example, like time off. So when we talk about pay to workers, we have to talk about total compensation, which includes retirement benefits, health care benefits, paid leave, and other kinds of benefits. You can take a look at overall compensation. That's up actually more than 6% since 2001.
That's very good to know, because when you just limit it to wages, you know, the median earnings have failed to keep pace with inflation for the second straight year. So do you think, in terms of wages, that the $5.15 minimum wage is enough?
Well, let me say 2 things. One, when we talk about wages, we also need to talk about after-tax disposable income, because that's what's that is what is in people's pockets. And if you take a look at the after-tax disposable income, that is up 9.2% since 2001. So we are seeing again after-tax income increase across every economic group. So the discussion that we're having is not so much who's winning, who's losing, but everybody's wages are, everybody's compensation and personal income, disposable personal income has increased. And the question is whether one group has increased more than another. Now to the second issue. That's what you mentioned about minimum wage.
Yeah.
Well, the minimum wage bill, there was a minimum wage bill about a month ago, which would have increased minimum wage from $5.15 its current level to $7.25, which is what the Democrats wanted. They had a chance to vote for this bill. The House voted for it. It was a bipartisan effort. 34 Democrats in the House voted for it, and it passed the House. But this bill died in the Senate because the Democrats did not vote for it. So despite all of the rhetoric about supporting minimum wage, the Democrats in the Senate voted down the minimum wage bill.
So again, the economy is doing well, jobs are doing well. What do you say to Americans today who are feeling a little uncertainty about their pocketbooks?
I think the vitality and the flexibility and the vibrancy of our economy continues to assure that there will be plenty of opportunities. And I think what people are concerned about is how do they keep abreast of the very fast changes that are occurring within our economy. Again, we are transitioning to a knowledge-based economy. And what that means is that workers have to reinvest in themselves with the help of government and employers to ensure that they're kept abreast of all the changes. Because the majority of new jobs and the evolving new jobs require higher skills, more education. But that's why we're the most competitive and the productive workers in the world.
Okay, U.S. Labor Secretary Elaine Choa, happy Labor Day. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.